The day is September 17th, 2015. I'm starting my senior year of high school. Kevin Durant is still on the Thunder. The Patriots and Tom Brady are reigning champions after deflating some footballs. I bring up this date because that is the last time the Denver Broncos beat the Kansas City Chiefs. 8 years. 8 years. 20 Marvel movies ago. 16 straight losses. The embarrassment continues. We've got former players like Frank Clark coming here and telling us Chiefs don't even consider us rivals, and why would they, man? 8 years. What's going on, guys? FrankiesFilm here with Let's Talk Broncos, coming at you with another segment in our FrankiesFilm Gold Star Review series. This week, we're going to be taking a look at some of the stuff from that Chiefs-Broncos Thursday night debacle. The Broncos love playing an ugly, ugly Thursday night football game like no other team in the league. But, yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid, just throwing whatever he can at the wall. The defense looking a little better, but it's kind of hard to judge when you've got such weird play calling taking place. And then the offense, man, Russell Wilson certainly looked a whole lot like he did last year. So, whole lot of concern on that end. Let's dive into it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Our gold star player on offense this week is going to be Courtland Sutton. Courtland Sutton's honestly been having a really good season this year. If it weren't for a couple of drops and a couple of fumbles, I think we'd really be seeing him kind of step back into that star role. His contested catch ability has really returned to form, and we've seen him be a dangerous weapon in the red zone as well as be a great first down option. And he's just been a reliable target all season as well as putting in a lot of dirty work in the blocking game. First play of the game for Denver, 1st and 10, and the Broncos are running what looks like some triple option with Judy in the backfield, and Sutton sets the tone early with a massive crackdown block on the safety. We also see Quinn Miners do a really nice job against Chris Jones, get a really nice torque on him and just knock him back a little bit. Opens up a nice hole for Jaleel McLaughlin to burst through for a nice gain early on. Later on that same drive, another 1st and 10 for Denver, and Russ does a nice job here of recognizing the nickel blitz here from Kansas City. He beats it with a throw to Sutton on the bullet slant, and Sutton does a nice job fighting through the contact, making the catch and falling forward for a few yards, getting close to the first down. Next play, Denver's facing 2nd and 10, down 10-0 with a minute remaining in the half. They're running trips left and they're running a shock concept. Basically, we're going to see Courtland Sutton just run a little hitch route on the outside. Does a nice little veteran move, gets a nice little shove on the backside, but not like OPI. Just creates a nice little bit of separation from him and the smaller DB. If we get a bit of a better throw from Russ here with a bit of a better aligned footwork, he might be able to create a little bit of rack here or even get out of bounds, but sadly that's not the case. Next play. Into the third quarter now, Denver's down 16-0 and it's 2nd and 6. Denver's running their drive concept with Courtland on the outside running a fade, and Russell Wilson does a good job recognizing the single high coverage, meaning that Courtland Sutton has one-on-one on the outside, gives him a good chance, throws him a back shoulder ball, and Courtland does a good job fighting back for it. DB commits some DPI, and we get a first down Denver and a fresh set of downs. Into the fourth quarter now, Denver's still trailing 16-0. We've got another 1st and 10, and Sean Payton has a pretty nice gun play action concept dialed up here to counter Kansas City's cover 2. We're going to see Courtland Sutton running the corner route, and then we've got Jaleel McLaughlin running underneath on the flat route. Courtland does a really nice job running this inside, making the safety believe he's going to be running a crosser before he breaks it outside. You see Russ get a really clean pocket here. If he does a little bit better job leading Courtland upfield, might be able to get a little bit of rack here, but never going to complain about a 20-yard completion. Final play for Sutton on the day. We've got a 1st and goal for Denver from the 11, still trailing 16-0. And we've got Sutton on just the little slant go, sluggo route. And you see him just cook the corner. He's so excited to run it, he stumbles out of his break. But then he just levitates for what feels like a full 2 seconds before hauling in a pass with one hand, getting the feet in bounds. And that's just one of the nastiest catches we've seen Courtland Sutton make in a Broncos uniform, which is really saying something if you've been watching him since 2019. Now, if you've been paying attention this season, you'll know the Broncos defense is atrocious. It is disgustingly bad. It has been bad throughout the entire season on a historic rate. But against the Chiefs, they actually did kind of look a little bit better. Definitely was helped out a little bit by Kansas City seemingly daring Denver to be a good, respectable football team and failing to come up to that task. But one of the bright spots we did see last week was second-year nickel cornerback McMillian. He has been absolutely balling out, so let's take a look at some of the highlight plays he made against Kansas City. First play we're going to be looking at for the defense. It's the first drive for Kansas City, 1st and 10. Denver's in nickel personnel, playing a little bit of quarters coverage. We've got McMillian playing in the flat, and he does a great job here defending the stack, recognizes what Kansas City's trying to do with the flat concept, beats it, breaks outside, gets a nice deflection on Patrick Mahomes to cause a 2nd and 10. Next up, we got a 2nd and 10 for Kansas City. Broncos are in some more nickel, running some cover 8, which is a quarter high shell. We've got McMillian in the hook zone. He's going to be covering Rashee Rice, and he does a great job here of something that Denver's defense has struggled with all year, open field tackling one-on-one. Against a bigger defender, he does a great job wrapping him up, brings him down, and we get a 3rd and short instead of letting him extend for the 1st down. First and 10 for Kansas City in the red zone. We've got some more nickel, and they're going to look to run a bit of an outside handoff to Kadarius Toney here, but just look at the effort, recognition, and pursuit from Jaquan McMillian. We saw it all game long. Like, this guy just clearly has that UDFA grit to him, man. This guy is out here trying to put money in his pocket and food on his table, and he wants it more than a lot of the guys out here. You see him do a great job here of just getting by the blocker, Rashee Rice, and blows up the play in the backfield for a TFL. Another possession for Kansas City here in the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10. They're looking to run some pin and pull while Denver's in their nickel personnel. We've got Jonathan Cooper and Zach Allen doing a great job of mucking this thing up. Jonathan Cooper lays a pretty good shot on the pulling guard. But we see Jaquan McMillian again, man, just cleaning up plays, making a lot of effort. You see Sky Moore looking to lay a little bit of low effort blocks out here, and McMillian's having none of it, man. He's going to go out there and make a play. Another tackle for loss. Next play, we got another 1st and 10 for Kansas City right before the half. Denver is in some dime personnel playing cover 6, and we've got McMillian playing the flat. He does a really good job squeezing the dig route here, letting it not have any space to get open, so Mahomes is forced to go to the check down, and boom! We got a big hit from McMillian. You can tell this man has been learning from Kareem Jackson, because that is just a great form hit. That is just a wonderful shot. He's going to force a lot of fumbles if he can lay hits like that. Next, we got another 1st and 10 for Kansas City. They're looking to run some of that crack toss we've seen a lot of teams running. And Ronnie Perkins and Jaquan McMillian, man, both two guys looking to fight to stay on rosters, making big plays. You throw lazy blocks against them, they're going to make you pay. And here they do that exactly to Rashee Rice and Jawan Taylor. Final play we're going to be looking at, it's a 3rd and 11 for Kansas City. Denver's in some nickel running some man coverage, and Kansas City's got the screen dialed up. Really good time for it, but I just want to highlight what effort gets you here, and it just is a continued thing with Jaquan McMillian. You see him not give up on plays. He doesn't let plays come to him. He's fighting through blocks. He's constantly putting forth effort. Here, it forces a penalty to come out. You know, you see Marquez Valdes-Scantling get the illegal blindside block on him. Why? Because he's fighting back to the football, and not a lot of Broncos have done that this season. Will the Broncos beat the Chiefs by 2030? I don't know, man. It's rough out here, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been Frankie's Film, another gold star in the book. We got Courtland Sutton and Jaquan McMillian this week. They have been awesome. Hopefully they can be part of this Broncos turnaround rebuild process that we're all going to be enduring over the next couple of years. Make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, checking out everything else we got over here on the Let's Talk Broncos channel. But, you know, yeah, 8 years, man. 8 years.